the more you study the law of attraction, the more you realize how important it is to be able to manage your vibrational frequency, your emotional state. And not only that, but to be observant and know whether or not your vibrational frequency is aligned with what you want to manifest in your life. And you know by being sensitive to how you feel. Do you feel good or do you feel bad? But one thing that can really kill our vibes is a toxic person. And it wasn't until I started to really apply the techniques I learned from the book The Power of Now, A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle, and also the book The Impersonal Life by Joseph Benner, I learned how to really apply the power of awareness, impersonal observation, like how Joseph Benner says, impersonal eyes. Look at the situation or the person. Not only that, but yourself, your emotions, your thoughts. Look at it in a sort of impersonal way, like a third-person perspective. Because when you do that, Eckhart Tolle says that you create a space around the situation or around that person. And once I started to apply this technique, this simple technique of simply observing my own thoughts, my emotions, the situation, I realized it really does create the space around the situation or that person. But not only that, but it gives you this ability to see the truth of the situation or that person. And the truth will set you free. It's really true. And so I consider this whole practice of simply impersonally observing the situation or that person, the power of awareness is a perfect shield to protect you from those toxic people. Because I realized that before I apply this technique of impersonally observing things, I realized that there were these toxic people in my life that were bringing me down. And it wasn't until after I wasn't friends with them anymore, I realized, wow, they were really killing my vibes. And other people in my life were telling me, yeah, when you were friends with that person, you weren't really happy. And so I learned that the more I observed, impersonally observed my thoughts, my emotions, my reactions, people, events, situations, I was able to stay away from those type of toxic people and not allow myself to become friends with them or allow them to enter into my life. I'm able to see them for what they are and know how to not only deal with them or handle them, but just to stay away from them altogether. And I want to share a few examples from the book The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle when it comes to dealing with certain situations or toxic people. One thing that can happen is that it can really stay in your mind even after the situation or the drama or that person is no longer in your life. Sometimes it can really fester in your mind, and that's still killing your vibes. That's still holding in that toxic poison within your body, and you don't want to do that. And so Eckhart Tolle gives an example. When you see ducks, when you're out in the lake and you see ducks, and sometimes they fight with each other when they get too close, but soon after they fight, they just shake off their feathers or their wings or whatever, and they're over it, and you see them peacefully swimming on the lake. And he also gave another example of two monks where, just to briefly describe this story, these two monks were walking, and one monk saw this woman that wanted to cross the river, and so he picked her up and took her to the other side of the river. And maybe a mile down the road, the other monk was upset that the other monk touched another woman because they're not supposed to touch women. And the monk said to the other monk that he put down that woman a mile ago, a long time ago, but you're still carrying her in your mind. And I thought those two examples are good examples on how just to let go and what it means just to let go. When you practice the power of awareness, you see the truth of the situation, you're able to just be like that duck and just shake it off and then go on about your life. Because as soon as that moment is over, it's in the past, right? Even though it was just a moment ago. So when your present moment has changed now, where there's different situations, different people around, there's other things to focus on. You don't need to focus on what that person said or did or the situation anymore. You can just shake it off like that duck did. Or remember that monk, don't be carrying it in your mind anymore. It happened already. It was yesterday or last year or whatever. Don't be carrying it in your mind anymore. So think of it as a shield, the power of awareness. Just simply impersonally observe what's going on and watch what happens. You will notice a space will start to form around the situation, around that person, and you will see the truth. And the truth will set you free. And you'll be able to make better decisions and deal with that person or that situation and stay away from them if they keep bringing you down. And that way you can control your vibrational frequency, your emotional state, and continue manifesting desires.